Good day everyone. What's new with you today? We're back for another movie recap. I'm sure you're all looking forward to seeing our movie today. There are spoilers ahead. Have a blast. Today we are going to talk about A Walk to Remember. A Walk to Remember is a 2002 American coming-of-age romantic drama film directed by Adam Shankman and written by Karen Jansen, based on Nicholas Sparks' 1999 novel of the same name. The film stars Shane West, Mandy Moore, Peter Coyote, and Daryl Hannah, and was produced by Denise DeNovi and Hunt Lowry for Warner Brothers Pictures. In this story we will encounter Landon Carter, the 17-year-old narrator of the story, who comes of age as a result of the events that unfold his senior year of high school. An older Landon, 40 years in the future, also tells part of the story. And Jamie Sullivan, a young woman who is kind to everyone but suffers from a deadly form of leukemia. It all starts with Landon Carter and his friends hanging out with their girlfriends in an open space, having fun. They were waiting for one guy who wanted to join their group. The group, including Landon, asked the guy to jump from a tall tank to the lake. The guy was a bit scared because he didn't know how deep it was. Landon said he'll jump with him, but he let the guy jump alone. The group got scared when they saw the guy got hurt. Landon tries to help him, but the group wants to run because someone saw them. The police followed him and catches him. The next day, while having breakfast, Landon's mother said she needed to call his father. Landon doesn't want it, but his mom insisted, because he needs a father. Landon goes to church, where Landon sees a beautiful girl singing and catches his attention. At school, Landon's group is hanging out. They saw Jamie Sullivan. They were making fun of her outfit. The girl said her sweater is nice. Jamie said thank you. And the group continues to laugh. The school principal talked to Landon about last night. He needs to be punished because of his actions. He has to clean the school and participate in the spring play. In the exhibit, Landon is mopping the floor. He sees Jamie again. Jamie is presenting a science experiment. Landon's friends tease Jamie, saying if there is a higher power, why can't he get Jamie a new sweater? Jamie said the higher power is busy looking for his brain. Landon drives Brenda home. Brenda asks Landon to get inside because no one's around. Landon said nothing's changed and their relationship is already over. Brenda got off the car upset. The next morning, Landon's mom wakes him up. It's Saturday and he said he doesn't need to go to school. He forgot about his punishment. He needs to volunteer as a tutor, but the kid becomes upset. At the bus, Jamie saw Landon alone. Jamie talks to Landon about the incident with his tutor and other stuff. Landon rejected him, and doesn't want to have a small talk with her. Landon tries to insult Jamie, but Jamie doesn't care about what people think about her. As part of Landon's punishment, he needs to attend the spring musical. The director asked Landon to play the role of Tommy, which he doesn't like. After rehearsal, Landon asks Jamie to drive him home. While driving, Landon learns about Jamie's bucket list, such as being in a different place at 1, getting a tattoo, etc. At school, Landon approached Jamie asking for help. Jamie teased Landon by saying she'll pray for him. Jamie knew Landon for years and he never asked anyone for help. Jamie agrees to help Landon in one condition, and that is not to fall in love with her. Landon laughs, saying it's not a problem. Landon went to Jamie's house. Landon looked around the house and saw Jamie's father. Jamie's dad warned Landon. While Landon is driving home, he sees Jamie walking in the cemetery at night. Landon got curious, so he followed Jamie. Jamie asked Landon why he followed her, and Jamie let her see her telescope. Landon later learns that Jamie is into planet things. The next day, at school, while Landon is hanging out with his friends, Jamie approaches Landon saying she'll see him at home. Landon felt embarrassed, so he ditched Jamie in front of his friends. On the same day, Landon went to Jamie's house to run lines together, but Jamie is upset. Landon tells Jamie that they can't be friends. Jamie was upset because she thought she saw something good in Landon, but she thinks she's wrong. Landon is looking at his yearbook. He sees Jamie's picture and learns that Jamie wants to witness a miracle. Landon plays basketball with his tutor and Jamie sees him. Landon keeps on practicing his lines by himself and continues to rehearse for his role in spring play. Jamie and Landon keep on ignoring each other at school. Landon later visits the guy they bullied to say sorry about the accident. Spring musical has come. Brenda, Landon's best friend, Landon's mom and Jamie's dad are watching together with other audiences. Jamie removes her black robe, She is wearing a light blue long dress, with curly hair. Jamie looks different that night. Landon looks amazed by Jamie's beauty. Landon said she's beautiful, and it sounds real like not part of the play. Jamie begins to sing. The crows were mesmerized, including Landon. Landon kissed Jamie. Brenda and Jamie's dad look surprised after seeing the kiss. Landon's mom is so proud of him. Landon later sees his dad after his performance, but Landon walks away. At the library, Landon is looking for Jamie, but he didn't see her. He later saw Jamie at the canteen. Jamie said people can see them together. Landon is trying to make it up with Jamie. Landon thinks that Jamie inspires him. Jamie walked away telling him that he doesn't know about being someone's friend. Landon explains that he doesn't want to be just friends. Jamie thinks that Landon doesn't know what he wants. Landon thinks Jamie is scared because Jamie wants to be with him. Jamie continues to walk away. Landon is fixing his car. His best friend turns on the radio with hip-hop music. Landon changed it into Jamie's kind of music. His best friend teases Jamie, but Landon defends Jamie. His best friend begins to think that Landon doesn't have time for his real friends anymore. Landon explains that he's tired of doing the same thing all over again. Landon visited Jamie that night. He brought something for Jamie. Jamie opens it and she sees it's a new sweater. Jamie's dad warned her that boys like Landon have expectations. Jamie tells her dad that God wants her to be happy. The other day, at school, Brenda and her friends edited a picture of Jamie to make fun of her. Later, Brenda approached Jamie to say that Landon and her are over and Jamie doesn't have to worry about it. Jamie later finds out that all the students were making fun of her edited picture. Jamie feels embarrassed and upset, but Landon is there to rescue him. Landon punched his friend's face. He said that their friendship is over too. Landon apologized to Jamie for his friend's action. Landon then drives Jamie home. Before Jamie gets out of the car, Landon asks Jamie to go out with him on Saturday night, but Jamie rejects him. She explained that she is not allowed to date. The same day, Landon went to church to see Jamie's dad to ask for permission to have a date with her, and he agreed. They went to a very nice restaurant for dinner. After eating, Jamie asked Landon to have a dance. Landon was hesitant because he doesn't know how to dance. While they were dancing, they talked about their bucket list. After they dance, Landon drives to a place Jamie doesn't know about. To her surprise, Landon checks out one of Jamie's bucket lists, which is to be in a different country at the same time. The next thing they did is park somewhere, and ask Jamie to choose a fake tattoo designed to check out another one in her bucket list. Jamie and Landon continued to talk. Jamie expressed her feelings that moment. She feels love's joy. Landon kissed Jamie, and told Jamie that he loves him. Jamie is shocked, and reminds Landon about their deal about not falling in love with her. One night, Landon and Jamie went to the cemetery. They set up Jamie's telescope. Landon prepared a thermos of coffee and 2 blankets. Landon surprised Jamie by naming a star after her and officially registered in the International Star Registry. Jamie feels so in love. They sit down and Landon asks Jamie what the number 1 in her bucket list is. Jamie reveals that the first one in her bucket list is to get married in the same church where her parents got married. One morning, Landon's mom talked to him. She saw a paper with his bucket list, like going to college, going to a medical school. Landon told her mom that Jamie changed her into a better person. One night, Jamie told Landon she's not going to college. Jamie later reveals that she is sick. She has leukemia. Landon can't believe what he's hearing. Landon gets emotional but upset by Jamie not telling him she's sick. That exact same night, Landon went to his dad's house asking for help. Landon's dad is a cardiologist and he can't do anything about Jamie's case, so Landon walks away. Landon still can't believe Jamie's condition. His best friend went to Landon asking him to talk about what's going on with him and Jamie. The other day, Landon puts a lot of flowers in front of Jamie's house. He happens to bump into Jamie's dad, saying he's not going anywhere. Jamie later visits Landon at his house, apologizing for not telling him earlier. She said she's not scared to death, but she's scared of not being with Landon. Landon asks his mom to teach him how to dance so that he can dance with Jamie. And they danced all night. Landon tries to create a big telescope for Jamie in their yard. But one morning Jamie felt very ill. They needed to bring her to the hospital. Landon stays with Jamie all night. Jamie's dad saw him and asked him to take a rest first and need a moment with her daughter. Jamie and her dad had a deep conversation, remembering their happy memories together. Her dad becomes emotional seeing her daughter suffer. Brenda went to visit Landon at his house and asked for forgiveness about the photos of Jamie, and Landon accepted her apology. In the hospital, Jamie gave Landon a present. A book from her mother. Landon begins to read it for Jamie. Jamie believes that God has a bigger plan for her than she has for herself. She thinks that Landon was sent to her because he's sick. He's her angel. The next day, Jamie was about to be released from the hospital. Landon learns that his dad is trying to reach Landon, wants to help Jamie, and he's gonna pay for the private home care. Landon immediately went to his dad's house to say thank you and reconcile with his father. Landon was able to finish the telescope that he had been creating. Jamie checked it out and witnessed a shooting star. Jamie felt so happy. All of a sudden Landon asked Jamie to marry her, and Jamie immediately says yes. They finally got married in the church where Jamie's parents got married. Their families witnessed their wedding. And it was their last summer together. She had died soon after. Landon later returns to Beaufort to visit Jamie's father, revealing that he had been accepted to medical school. Landon laments that Jamie was never able to witness a miracle. Jamie's dad replied that the miracle was Landon himself. Hereafter, Landon expresses sorrow over Jamie's passing, but describes their love like the wind. He cannot see it, but he can feel it. Before we end this recap, I want to share with you this thing. Love is always patient and kind. It is never jealous. Love is never boastful or conceited. It is never rude or selfish. It does not take offense and is not resentful. Love takes no pleasure in other people's sins, but delights in the truth. It is always ready to excuse, to trust, to hope, and to endure whatever comes. That concludes today's movie recap. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think of this film. Put it in the comments section below. Thank you for taking the time to watch. See you again next time. Have a fantastic day.